And then I asked him, do you want to give advice or do you want to help? I tell you the rest of the story after the intro. Welcome to the Day One Journey, where I share with you my journey towards understanding who I am, knowing myself so I can be myself, so I can be true to myself. Episode 656, Chi-ching, yeah. So what about you? Ever been in a conversation with a person and where you shared your ideas, your plans, your strategies, whatever you were doing, and somewhere in the middle of the conversation they sort of stopped you and started giving you ideas, advice, other things that you can do, and you started a little bit fighting with them, like explain to them why their ideas are not that helpful right now, and you weren't sure why they are giving all these advice and ideas because you didn't really ask for advice or didn't even ask for help. You were just sharing what you were doing. Ever happened to you? Well, it happens to me once in a while, and I remember one time it happened. It was my friend asked me what's up with my projects, the Day One Journey, the Marcus Body Coding, the children books, of course. So he asked me what's up with all things that I'm doing. So I started sharing with him the strategies, what I'm doing, promoting, and then just as I was talking, I felt as if he stopped listening and just started giving his advice, his opinion, his ideas, and at first I was sort of fighting with him. Like, I felt he didn't understand actually what I'm trying to do. And whatever he was trying to say, trying to give advice, he thought he was helpful. He wanted to be helpful. He wanted to help. I knew that. I know that. But it wasn't helpful. It wasn't helpful at all. I was sort of feeling like I'm wasting my energy. Like I'm sort of fighting with him, fighting with his advice, with these ideas. Like I'm not looking for new ideas. This was my state of mind in this conversation. But then I remind myself, he does want to help. He thinks that he's helpful. So I just stopped for a second and asked him a question. Do you want to give advice or do you want to help? And then there was silence. He didn't know what to answer. I think like most of us, he thought that he's giving advice, he's offering his ideas, is helpful. Like giving advice is help. Well, I don't think giving advice is necessarily helpful, especially when you don't listen fully and get yourself in the other person's shoes. But yes, he did listen, but he didn't dive deep. He sort of stopped there, and I think everybody's doing that. We are all like, I'm also there. Most of people, like, we listen, but then we stop. And then we start giving advice and giving ideas. I think it's pretty tempting. But I like to remind myself that giving advice is not necessarily helpful. That's why I stop myself and I listen more. I ask more questions. And this is exactly what I shared in the last few episodes. The first thing that I do when I try to help someone is listen. So I kept asking him, do you want to help? Or do you want to give advice? And he didn't know what to answer. He wanted to help, but he wanted to help by giving advice. And it sort of going to think a little bit, and in the next episode I'll show you the rest of the conversation. But back to you. Think about one person in your life, just one, that you really want to help. Give us a few minutes today and think about, yes, just one person that you really want to help in your life. Do it today. And of course, have an amazing day one. See you tomorrow.